Hi, and welcome back. I'm Mary Jo, also known as Sojo, and this is my channel where I talk about all my quilty stitchy things. So, today is Sunday, October 1st, and this is my weekly update, number 35. So, it's been another week. So, I don't know what I've done to anger the universe, but apparently I've done something. Because this week, I hit a pothole and damaged the rim to my car. So I'm waiting on a new wheel to fix that. We had another little leak that my husband had to tear out some more ceiling and fix that. And he's currently working on something else. So if you hear pounding and that kind of stuff, that's what he's doing. It's just been one of those weeks. Again, seems like I always have them. But let's talk about my sewing and quilting. Again, the long arm still broke. Looks like it's going to be broke for some time before Gamble can come fix it. So, no long arm quilting. But, I did finish some things. Now, I did do videos this week on what I make series using that Embroidered Elegance 2.5 inch strip pack. I did do videos on those and I finished that quilt top. So, I'll hang it up and we'll take a look. And here is that Dashing Star quilt. We'll go take a closer look at it. So we'll start at the top and work our way down. And then we're coming to the bottom. And this was a free video tutorial from Missouri Star called Dashing Stars. And while we're at it, I also managed to take down that picture and hang up my ruler storage. And I also managed to get rid of my wedding china and puts a little bit of fabric up there. So I've got different rulers and templates in there. Now the rulers that I use the most, I didn't put over there. I kept them over by my sewing machine. So that's the first quilt top I finished this week. I also finished the second one. But since I have this finished, that means I plan on starting on these Cotton Cuts Gnomes this week. And I'll do videos posting those. And the second quilt I finished is... the pattern had fallen on the ground. I couldn't find it. But I finished this Country Roads pattern. Now this pattern was free from a shop hop over in Indiana that I did earlier in the year. And the quilt that I'm going to hang up, it says it's about 77 by 93. So let's hang it up, take a look at it. And here is the quilt top I finished this week. So what else have I done this week as far as piecing goes? Well, let me show you. So I added some more borders onto this unraveled pattern. Now this is a sew sampler box. And this is from the June 2021. And this is where we are. And I've got this yellow border that I started adding to the sides. I've got it pinned on, have to sew that. So I think last time I had showed you this blue border and then I did this cream colored all the way around, and now I'm starting to add this yellow border. And then I have another cream colored and then a pink border to go around it. So I worked on that. And I also worked on Let me find it. This kitten caboodle pattern. Now, I'm not doing Halloween fabrics. So this was actually a kit that I had bought at Tree City Stitches in Indiana. On the same shop hub, I got the pattern for that. So here's where I am on this quilt. So I have all these rows pinned together, just ready to sew. Like I said, those rows are just pinned together. They all need sewed. So I've got that. And then I worked on some borders. So this will just be side borders, because my borders are going to be a little bit different than what this shows. And then for the top and bottom border, I have all these little squares cut out that's going to go on the top and bottom. Now, I'm trying my best not to spend any money. Now, I won't say I'm on a no-buy, just a limited buy. So, I was going through fabric, seeing what I could find for binding. And I'm just going to use this gray for binding. I think that will be great. All right, let me show you what else I worked on. Now, that first quilt that I hung up, quilt top I hung up with embroidered elegance. When I did this, I normally go ahead and do my binding, but I didn't have binding at the time. But I ended up just finding this black Kona. That's what I'm going to put on that, because there's lots of black in there. So that's what I'm going to do for that. So I made that. And this is the binding for that quilt. What else did I do? Well, I worked some more on this Awakening quilt. Let me show you that. Now this quilt is set on point. So I had sewn all these rows together, and then I sewn these triangles, look, the corner triangles on, and then I trimmed it all up. So now I just have to add all the borders, which there's a lot. So let me hang that up and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, not hang it, I'll just hold it up. See, I'm starting to add that white strip there, that white border. This is what it's looking like. So I just have several more borders to add to that. Now, since I finished that, that means I have a container that was empty. So I had to put something else in it. So what I'm going to work on now that that is done, is this half pack quilt. And with this is a 5 half yards, and it comes with a free pattern that I had got on the shop hop. These are all batiks that I'm going to use. And I can't really show you the pattern I'm using because it doesn't have so much of a diagram. It's just 2 blocks, and they don't really tell you how to put them together. You can put them together in any configuration you want to. And I can't even show you the blocks because it has dimensions on it, so I can't really show you that. But I am going to use this and make it. I do like batiks. Alright, so that's everything I've worked on as far as quilting and sewing. What else did I do? Well, let me show you some cross stitch. The first thing I did in cross stitch was I took a cross stitch project that had been just sitting there for a while and I turned it into a pillow. I had been working on that when I first started my channel, and I turned it into a Halloween pillow. I got threads up here on it though. There we go. Which is pretty typical. I usually have threads all over me anyway. So there we are. Just turned it into a pillow. Now this is a big pillow. This is a regular bed-sized pillow that's in here that I used as a pillow form. So I did that. And I worked more on my Christmas sampler. So here it is, the Christmas Big Band sampler. Now, last week I was down here with those angels. So I finished that last angel, and now I'm down here with this stocking row. So that means I'm more than 3/4 of the way done now. Not much, but more than. Okay. Now this has gone on 16 count Aida. Here is that first. I always start off by showing the first piece because this is so big it had to be worked in 2 pieces. So there is that first one. And I'll show you my progress here. Unrolling it. We're getting there. And that's where I am, down there at those stockings. Let me just kind of roll it back up here. There we go. Now I stitch in hand, so I don't use a hoop or anything, but I do kind of roll it up as I go, just to get some of that bulk out of the way. Crochet. What did I do for crochet? Well, last week I had shown you I had all these pieces cut out, but this week I managed to sew them all together into this little puppy or dog. So I did that. And I did a few other things. I made some kitchen items. Let me pull them all out. And I plan on making some more kitchen items this week as well. First thing I made was a dish towel. I got this folded over. So I made a dish towel. Now I still have to weave ends in, but I made a dish towel, and I made some dishcloths. This one. And this one. And this one was just made with regular cotton yarn. Those other ones was made with that sugar and cream scrubby yarn. There we go. That one. I know I just showed you this one, But this, I just took all the leftover yarns from all those and put it together into another dishcloth. Just trying to use up those yarns. And to me, it doesn't really matter if they match or not because I'm just going to use them to scrub dishes. So that's good. All right. So that's everything I worked on as far as crochet. And one other thing. I started a new small diamond painting from Dreamer Designs. Haven't gotten far because I just started it, but that's where I am. And that's just another small one. All right, that's everything I worked on this week. So let me know what you're working on. Till next time, bye.